8.2 Health Consultation Client 2 Review. The health screen comparisons show, for heart rate, that the client resting heart rate is 79. Comparing this to the normative data of other women her age, this is below average for her. For blood pressure, she has a reading of 138/89, both of these of which are pre-high blood pressure but very close to becoming high blood pressure. For health screen comparison of the BMI, my client read 28.7, which is just in the healthy bracket. My health screen comparison for lung function, the average for women her height is 445 millilitres, and my client scored 472, so she is above average with peak expiratory flow. With waist to hip ratio, my client measured 0.82, which for women would be considered average. The health screen review I've created a table. It shows the health screen test, the condition, and whether it needs improving upon. For heart rate, I deemed it condition unhealthy, which needs improving. Blood pressure I deemed unhealthy and needs improving. But for BMI, lung function, waist to hip ratio, I deemed healthy, very good, and average, and not need improving. For the questionnaire review, I evaluated the goals that my client wanted to reach, and came to a conclusion that she wanted to do more physical activity and has desire to join a club. The recommendations for this would be she needs to set a time frame for the amount of exercise she wants to do, as she currently does none. Doing any physical activity would be achieving her goal. She used to play squash, so she could take that up again at a club, and non-competitive is the aim. For physical activity, the evaluation was that she performs no physical activity at all during her weeks. Recommendations: she could start walking or cycling to work instead of a car, or start a club to do physical activity. Evaluating her diet and nutrition led me to find out that she does not get her 5 a day. She eats fast food nearly every day, cannot cook, snacks often, has less than a bottle of water a day, but however does eat 3 meals a day. Recommendations for this would be the need to cut down on food and replace it with healthier options, such as meal deals from supermarkets. She can learn to cook some meals to prevent fast food, bring fruit out with them to snack on instead of anything else, and take a bottle of water everywhere she goes to stay hydrated. Evaluating her lifestyle, I found out that they are both a morning and an evening person. They work 42 hours a week, so they're very busy. Has 14 units of alcohol a day, which is a lot, and especially for women. Often feels stressed, gets little amounts of sleep, and prefers to work in their own space. Recommendations for her lifestyle would be to try and cut down on the alcohol consumption, get to bed earlier, and reduce the stress levels. Finally, the physical and medical health evaluation shows that they have no physical injuries past or present or medical problems, so there are no recommendations for that. One of the big problems I found within the questionnaire that client 2 answered was that they perform no levels of physical activity. This is a problem, as one of their goals was to join a club and another was to do more physical activity. One way I have thought of changing this is by joining a club. By doing this, they will instantly increase their physical activity levels. I recommend joining a squash club, as they said they used to play that before they started working as long hours as they did. Clubs are mostly weekly as well, so it would most likely provide an afternoon or evening to participate, which may be hard to find time for in their busy work schedule, but if possible, doing a squash club once a week. However, they also said they were to do a workout. However, they also said if they were to do a workout, they would prefer to do it on their own, in their own space. And for this, I'll provide HIIT sessions, as this can be done at work in a lunch break and only requires a small amount of space, and can be performed in the office, making it fit for their requirements. I would get my client to perform these once a day during their lunch break, as the time taken to perform one of these HIIT sessions is minimal. A third way of increasing physical activity levels is by upping the amount of functional exercise they perform, mainly within transport, as they get the train to work every day, and from the station they get a taxi. The train might be difficult to change to cycling or walking, as trains are more for long distance travelling, so may be too big a change to accomplish. However, the taxi from the station can be changed to either walking or cycling. By cycling from the station, it allows my client to be doing more physical exercise, and also increasing the amount of physical activity they are doing. They should aim to do this every day, but if that is not possible, they should try it for at least 3 days a week minimal. Another thing my client wanted to improve was their diet. Their diet now is very bad, with it consisting of a lot of fast food and ready meals, and without having the option to choose what they eat if they are unable to cook, this means they eat what they are given. The first thing they need to change in their diet is switching from eating fast food to actual meals. By doing this, it will lower the amount of salts going into their body, which will lower their blood pressure, which is already pre-high and very borderline high, so reducing this would be ideal for the client. It will also lower the fat intake for the body, and with proper meals it should increase the intake of things the body needs that aren't supplied from fast food, for example vegetables, which you do not get from fast food. Also, the fact that fast food is generally unhealthy is a key incentive to stop eating it. Another thing they can do to help improve their diet is learn to cook healthy meals. By doing this, it will allow them to be able to choose what they eat, along with reducing the amount of fats that they get from ready meals. And the final thing to improve their diet would be to avoid snacking in the day. This is because snacking is mainly done on high sugar foods which aren't good for you, or by avoiding it or by switching it to healthy foods like fruit, it would be a lot better for them. My client mentioned during their questionnaire that they don't get much sleep, only around 3 to 4 hours a night. This is bad, as it means they're not giving their body enough rest, which can lead to stress, high blood pressure and nausea. I have thought of different things to do to try and get more sleep. The first is reduce stress levels. By doing this, it should help the client relax and hopefully get some rest. Ways of doing this I have thought of is by meditating twice a day, once when they wake up and again just before they go to bed. By doing this, it should help their body relax and calm down, putting them into a more relaxed state, which will help them sleep better. To help them with meditation, there is an app called Headspace, which I will recommend. Another way of helping them get more sleep is by creating a sleep schedule. This will help track how many hours of sleep they're able to get, and can also show what days they're not able to sleep, and we might be able to find out why and create solutions to these problems. The third thing I'm going to recommend is seeing a doctor, as if this is a reoccurring problem, it could be linked to a condition such as amnesia, where you can't sleep, which can require medication, which I am not allowed to prescribe, but a doctor will be. And the final thing is to stop drinking and do calming things before bed. By not drinking, it will be easier to get to sleep, as going to bed after drinking alcohol can often make you feel dizzy, sick because of the laying down. So falling asleep may be easier without these feelings.